At Northwestern Medicine, who have been studying the lasting effects of long COVID, say they've made a significant discovery that could lead to a potential treatment. Long COVID impacts about a third of COVID-19 survivors. Suzanne Lee-Mignot has more.
Long COVID patient Kevin Tenney says he was first diagnosed with COVID-19 in January of 2021.
I had trouble sleeping at night.
Tenney took part in a study at the Northwestern Medicine Comprehensive COVID-19 Center.
I remember getting like those CT scans a couple times, and the Dr. Sala would say, it's a little inflamed, some nodules, a thick bronchial wall. I think that's what caused all the coughing, I believe.
It was through lung CT scans like this that Tenney's doctor, Dr. Mark Sala, would learn scar tissue was forming in Tenney's lungs and in the lungs of other study participants. Lab tests showed a certain cell type was the driving force behind the scarring.
The implication here is that if you can find a drug to target these cells specifically, it might help prevent all of that downstream injury and irreversible scar tissue.
Sala is also the senior author of a paper involving the study of long COVID patients at the center.
This has, over 4 years, resulted in an incredible statement about post-COVID care, as well as many other diseases that involve pulmonary fibrosis.
Tenney says news his participation in the study could potentially lead to a treatment for pulmonary conditions means so much to him.
Just to be a part of something where we're learning new information that could help people in the future is great.
He's recovered from COVID 3 times since 2021 and said he's finally feeling better. Suzanne Lee-Mignot, CBS News, Chicago.
Dr. Salah, who you just heard from, said some patients still had the cells present in their lungs that were responsible for scarring even up to a year after their COVID diagnosis. Right now, there's a national shortage of IV bags. The recent hurricanes in Florida impacted 2 of the largest medical supply plants that make them, and it's impacting people here in the Miami Valley. IV bags and fluids are used in a lot of medical practices, including dialysis treatments. We spoke to a woman who uses IV bags to manage pain from sickle cell.
I'm also concerned about other people in the community or have scheduled surgeries or something like that, so it's something to be alarmed about.
We reached out to multiple hospitals, clinics, and drip bars in the Miami Valley to see if they're impacted and if they have a backup plan for the shortage. We have not heard back. Recovery plan funds will help get rid of overgrown brush and vegetation at nearly 100 homes in Dayton. The work will cover 92 vacant properties in the Five Oaks neighborhood. Risner's Tree Service received the nearly $120,000 contact offer for the job. The work is expected to start shortly after the contract gets formally approved. The city said these types of properties are called fire piles, and the fires they can cause are often more dangerous. Vacant fires often take someone longer to report them. This means the fire burns longer before crews can get on scene, and the fire is more likely to spread to nearby buildings. This weekend, the city of Trotwood gave kids the chance to celebrate Halloween in a safe environment. Trotwood's mayor and vice mayor told Malik Patterson Trotwood wants to change the stigmas about having to travel to other cities for necessities and fun.
We're letting parents know this is a safe environment because that's not how it's always portrayed when you came to Trotwood. It's more so for our kids and for the parents, for them to be educated of their surroundings.
Trotwood police were also there checking the candy, something they always tell parents they need to do. Halloween is just over 2 weeks away, and a lot of people have decorations up already. That includes a Connecticut man. He turned these empty propane and helium tanks into jack-o'-lanterns. He calls them forever jack-o'-lanterns and designs the faces freehand.
I like seeing handcrafted stuff instead of the cheap items at the store that get tossed every year. I've made 200 or so. So I sell them at like community days downtown, craft fairs. I go to swap meets and sell them as well.
He finds the tanks at scrap yards or people drop them off for him. Weather specialist Nick Dunn joins us with your Storm Center 7 forecast. I understand you have a lesson on grapple.
Yes, we talked a little bit about this during our 6 o'clock news, and a couple of folks have asked me, well, what exactly is grapple? So let's break that down for us. So this starts as a snowflake in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and during this snowflake's journey to the ground, it goes through a couple different processes. One of those is where it's going to fall through a layer of supercooled water droplets, which are water drops that have a temperature below 32 degrees. And those water droplets, they start to freeze or rime onto that snowflake. And so the end result, when it hits the ground, it makes those little white pellets that resemble Dippin' Dots. And thus, it's not like hail because they are crushable. That's the big difference between graupel and hail. Again, the graupel, yes, it's going to bounce around like sleet or hail, but it resembles those little Dippin' Dots that a lot of us may like to eat, especially on a hot summer day. Let's take you out to downtown Dayton late this evening. The camera's shaking just a little bit. At the 10 o'clock hour, there was a wind gust at the Dayton airport of 40 miles per hour. So it's been breezy out there at times tonight. Right now it's 55 degrees with a northwest wind at 15, and those winds are not going anywhere anytime soon. Here's a look at live Doppler 7 radar. We are dry right now, 60 still in Wilmington, 52 in Wapakoneta, and 52 in Winchester. As we brought out the view for you, we've had a cold front slide through today, and now we are watching this. This is an area of low pressure associated with the trough. That's that dotted brown line that you see on your screen. It's rotating through the Great Lakes. This will reinforce some colder air for tomorrow and even give us a stray shower and even a better chance for a couple of showers Monday night going into the day on Tuesday. For your Monday, here's a look at your forecast high temperatures. This is not a typo in the forecast, folks. We are talking about our coolest air of the season, a high of 56 tomorrow for Dayton with mostly cloudy skies. And it's going to be windy throughout the day tomorrow as well. Those winds will change to becoming predominantly north and northwest. And the highest gust tomorrow likely right around 30 miles per hour during the afternoon. That's going to add a chill to the air. So if you had anything maybe blow around today that was not secured, you may want to make sure those items are secured for tomorrow. And even through 10 o'clock tomorrow night, winds still a bit on the breezy side, gusting as high as 20 miles per hour. Our temperature trend over the next 7 days, we're actually stuck with a bit of a cold pattern. I'll call this real fall is going to be here for at least a few days. And it's going to take a little time for us to start to warm up. In fact, even through Thursday, highs are still well below normal. They're only in the lower 60s. The 70s do return, but we'll have to wait until this upcoming weekend before we get there. Here's a look at Futurecast here through the rest of tonight into tomorrow morning. Partly to mostly cloudy skies to get your day started. But as the kids go to the bus stop, it is a jacket in the morning and a jacket in the afternoon type of day. It's breezy off and on. And you notice a couple of showers trying to get going by the end of the day. I do think we have a slightly better chance tomorrow night going into your Tuesday morning. So a bit of a wet start on Tuesday. And this is the day where we may find some of those graupel showers, thanks to really cold air aloft. As we get towards the afternoon on Tuesday, lower 50s, and you add in a breeze, and you may even think about digging out the long pants or maybe turning on the furnace all day long. It's going to be one of those days where it really feels like fall as we start to usher in this really cool air. As we get towards Wednesday, we do see the potential for some frost in the morning. Same for Thursday morning and Friday morning as we look at the Storm Center 7-day forecast. Overnight lows may be falling to near freezing by Wednesday night, so it's a week where we have some rain, some cloud cover, some fall-like weather. You'll even have to cover the plains a couple of times this week as well.
It's being called a mini moon. We look at the latest thing in the sky that will have people looking up in awe.